Hello, and welcome back to another Hoops Hype NBL preview on the Chris McPherson Show. This clash is an interesting one, not because the two teams are flying, but because neither of them are. The Brisbane Bullets have been inconsistent all season, but they're coming off a gritty confidence win over the New Zealand Breakers. Melbourne United side once 9-0, now searching for answers after losing their rhythm. But before we dive in, make sure you subscribe, like the video, and follow us across our socials at The Chris Mack Show so you don't miss any of our NBL or other sports coverage. But let's get into it. Let's break this one down as Brisbane Bullets play host to Melbourne United. For Brisbane, this is about momentum. They haven't put consistent form together so far, but that win earlier in the week showed they can defend, scrap, and stay in games when it gets ugly, and maybe, just maybe, under a new coach, they're a different beast. For Melbourne, this is about urgency. They're not used to wobbling, but one win from their last 6 has changed their conversation. This matchup isn't about ceiling, it's about who settles first and gets things clicking. For the Brisbane Bullets, what do they need to go right? Well, their biggest issue isn't talent, it's being cohesion and keeping everyone on the floor. When they play with pace, move the ball, and defend together, they can be competitive. When their offense stalls, they become predictable very quickly and get blown away by teams. The key areas for tonight: defensive rebounding, no second chances, making sure their shot selection is on point, patience over panic, and the bench minutes. No flat stretches and some contribution from the key numbers there, the likes of Tristan Devers and Towie Smith-Milner. They are a team that has been using limited numbers throughout the season this year, but meaning everyone who sees court time must make a significant contribution. They don't need to be spectacular, they need to be connected, and that's how they'll get the job done. For Melbourne United, well, obviously they're still dangerous. They're a system team, even if the system has been a little creaky. They bring strong half-court execution, multiple scoring layers, and a defensive identity that usually holds up under pressure with plenty of depth. The concern right now, they look fatigued, mentally and physically, almost out of love with their basketball. And when a team like this loses rhythm, they start second-guessing spacing and timing, and this really feels like a get-back-to-basics game for United. And if they can find those underlying principles, the rest of the league will be on notice very quickly. The key matchups and questions, well, the big bodies inside. Two elite big bodies, Jesse Edwards versus Tyrell Harrison. This is a proper NBL center head-to-head play. Edwards brings size, touch, and a second-chance scoring for Melbourne. Harrison counters with strength, rim protection, and relentless energy. Both of these players are far from just being screen setters. They can score if you can give them deep position. They can do early seals, rebounding, and everything else. Foul trouble here early could swing rotations quickly and be the decisive factor. The next question, can Brisbane contain Melbourne's scoring web? This is a challenge for teams, and especially if they get firing early. Melbourne don't just beat you with one guy. Yes, they've got Milton Doyle off the bounce, Chris Goulding off hesitation. And then there's the contribution of players all over the lineup to help these guys out. Tyson Walker, Dash Daniels, Finn Delaney, and much, much more. They are a deep, deep squad. Brisbane's defense has to stay connected, but if they help out too much, you'll get punished. Stay home too long, and all of a sudden Milton Doyle gets downhill. This is meaning disciplined defense is required. No hero moments on the D. The other question for Brisbane, will their newest signing, Halter Maldonado, be official, be on the books and on the court? It could be a sneaky storyline. Do we see him in action? And if we do, is it just minutes or a bigger role? At the South East Melbourne Phoenix, he was a bit part piece. At Brisbane, the opportunity is definitely more open. The idea is simple. Maldonado can be the connector. Terry Taylor, the finisher. Taylor, we've seen at his best when the ball finds him early and on the move. Maldonado doesn't need big numbers. He needs to organise, defend, and keep Brisbane flowing. If that pairing can click and Maldonado gets on the court tonight, Brisbane are going to become very much more harder to guard. And then we've got the coaches. They've got puzzles in front of them. Darryl McDonald is still just finding his feet as the head coach and chasing the consistency from his team. If they go back-to-back here, that would be a huge building block towards it. Dean Vickerman, he's trying to reset a contender that's lost its edge. It's experience versus hunger, belief versus pedigree, and a big matchup for both sides. This is a tough one to try and predict. Two teams in different spots, neither fully settled, neither in any sort of real form that you can lean into. Brisbane are inconsistent, but undoubtedly confident with the new coach bounce. Melbourne are out of rhythm, but close to must-win territory. With the Sydney Kings closing in after that Christmas Day win, United can't afford another slip. So for me, Melbourne United to cover the spread, not because they're flying, but because urgency usually sharpens a group of this sort of talent. If you're looking for a value play, let's have a look at Tyrell Harrison. He tends to put up big numbers no matter what's happening. Look for the double-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds, throw in a couple of blocks. You should get around 240 to 250 for that. This matchup suits him, and the minutes will be there for him. We know that. So there it is, two teams searching for answers, two coaches staring at the whiteboard a little longer than usual, and one game that might calm a season or add another question mark. Melbourne need it, Brisbane want it, and neither will admit it, but they will both be worried where they are at the moment. That's your preview for today. Make sure to subscribe, hit the bell down below, and like and get involved in the comments. We'll see you back here next time on your home of the black and white of sport, no greys.